Hey, what's going on? This message is for, first of all my white people out there, white dudes, give me 3 minutes. If you're not interested or I can't hold your attention, what I'm saying doesn't make any sense, or you don't want to hear any more of it after 3 minutes, kill the video, move away. Just all I'm asking for is 3 minutes. All the brothers, y'all should tune in as well. Hey, look, wanted to, so I want to give you a scenario. I want you to imagine this. Imagine that you and your buddy, white dude like me, going out, you and your buddy, best friend, y'all are gonna go out tonight, boys' night out, and you get get in the car, go and enter the establishment. Now, really, envision this. Stick with me on this. You enter the establishment, and it's an all black club. And when I say all black, I mean everybody in there is black. The people, the bartenders, like everybody. You're the only two white people in the whole club. Here's a few things I notice going to happen. When you walk in the club, the first thing you're going to do is you're going to physically notice, like you're going to have a deep understanding. I'm different. You're going to look around the room and see two of these things just don't belong here, and they're you two, right? That's your initial. You're going to notice that as soon as you walk in. Then you're going to wonder, how are these people? How are they going to feel about me? Is this going to be some problems up in here? Is this something I'm going to have to, is this going to cause a problem? That's the second thing. And the reason you're going to wonder that is you're not the same color they are. And think about that. You haven't said hello, boo, bye, can I get a drink, anything when you walked in the club. But you've had two reactions. The first is you notice that you're different from everyone in that club. And the second thing is you're starting to play through scenarios in your mind about what could go down. And all of that's happening because you happen to be white and you're walking into a place that's got all black people. And then you mosey over to the, you first thing, like, what do white people do? Go get a drink. I need to relax. Let's go get a drink, right? We do that. Y'all know that. So you walk over to the bar, and when you're standing at the bar, all the eyes start hitting you, right? And you still haven't said hello. The only thing you've said is, can I get a beer and 3 shots for myself? I'm not sure what my buddy's having because you're trying to get fixed real quick, right? Anyway, so you've had now 3 reactions. You feel the pressure of all the people staring at you. Music might be happening, and this might not be your kind of music. You might be thinking, God, this is the worst shit I've ever heard. How does anybody listen to this, right? You've noticed you don't belong, and you've wondered, is anybody going to give me any trouble? That happens every day, and I'm at 3 minutes. So if you didn't find any of this interesting, tune out now. But if you're interested, stick with me. That happens every day to brown folks, right? Think about that. Every bar my brothers have gone to with me, a white bar, they were probably the only black person there. I'm in a biracial marriage, interracial marriage. My wife, often the only black woman or black person in the whole place that we're in. And imagine the lack of understanding or thought or empathy or anything that I've had that surely you have if you haven't had this experience, when you haven't put yourself in their position, when you haven't, as the old saying goes, walked a mile in their shoes. Imagine, to your surprise, now that you've experienced it in that scenario that I gave you, imagine that you now understand the complete discomfort, tension, anxiety, nerves that all happen in that scenario. How about that happens damn near every day to brown folks? Like, if you go to a bar in a lot of places around the country, you're gonna be like, if you're black, you're gonna be like the only person there. It might be 2 of you, and you may lock eyes. Like, I didn't say this, but if you and your white buddy had walked into the black club and there was another white person there, the first person you would lock eyes with, the other white person's like, I got you. Hey, my people over there. You don't know, that could be they just killed somebody, and you're already y'all are people because they're the same color you are. So, at work, at a bar, at a social gathering, at a bar mitzvah. I mean, think about all the places that black people find themselves as the only one of them, or the only 1 or 2 of them in the whole scenario, right? In the whole setting, in the whole situation. And think about how little you've thought of that. Because look, I'm in an interracial marriage, and I haven't even done a good job understanding that until recently. I've really had to think about it and understand and put myself in that situation. Guarantee most of the people that I'm talking to that are white have never even thought about that, haven't put themselves in that situation mentally, haven't kind of walked into that scenario where you're now the white person in a black club. If you haven't done that, you don't, it's an experience you ought to have. The reason I say that is I guarantee that 90% of the white guys I'm talking to right now, if you walked into that club, that black club, you'd be nervous and you'd be wondering, is it going to be a problem? Right? And the reason is because you don't feel like you're accepted because you don't look like them, right? Well, those are just your feelings around, actually what you're experiencing is your feelings about black people. They don't look like you when they come into the bar or into the workplace or into the store that you're in. And your immediate subconscious reaction is, I wonder if it's going to be a problem, right? That's believe me on that. That's your natural reaction. And so think about that. If that's how you react, if that's your thought process, isn't that something we need to, at least talk about? You know how you fix that? It's not that anything's wrong with you. This is when white people get all like tense and, I'm not a racist. I didn't say anything about being a racist. I said that's how your thought process, that's the thought process is happening. There's an easy way to fix it. Go hang out in the black community. Go hang out with black folks. Have a bunch of black folks come over to your house. Invite like 4 black couples to your house, and you and your buddy, your wife, girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever it is, be the only white people there, and experience that. Put yourself in a different situation. See, most of us have this one-dimensional view of the world. It's the view that we've always had. And listen, if you're a white person, you got a one-dimensional view of the world, shit looks good. There's no problems. Like, you don't get profiled. You don't have any, there's not a whole lot of race shit going on if you're white, okay? Let's just be honest. If you haven't put yourself in a position to experience it from the other side, you've got this single dimensional like perspective where you're just thinking, well, there's not a problem. I'm not racist, so race isn't an issue. Racism's not an issue. But that's just not the case. When I walked you through that other scenario, you experienced kind of a version of what racism, at just a real basic level feels like. You don't look like them. You feel uncomfortable. You wonder if you're going to be, is it going to be a problem? Is it going to be some people like trying to, take you outside and beat you up, get in a fight, talking, saying nasty things to you, either directly or behind your back or under their breath. Just real basic form of racism, or it's, and I don't want to equate it to that, so don't take this wrong. I'm just trying to tell you, you're starting to experience something that you haven't experienced before. I've got one goal in life. I want to improve the relationships between the brown community and the white community, because I've lived my entire life in both of them. And listen, we're all a lot more like each other than we know. But until we can build a little bridge and start to have some real honest communication, and look, black folks, white people are really uncomfortable having conversations with black people about like real stuff, race related. So we all got to figure out how to kind of bridge that gap and have those conversations. Because at the end of the day, my goal is this: I've got a black daughter and 2 biracial daughters. They've got a white dad and a black mom. And if I can reach somebody and they get a better perspective or a different perspective on race relations, have a little more empathy, and work to make the relationships between brown people and white people better, my kids are going to live a better life. That's like that's my only goal, provide a better life for my wife and my children. I'm not telling you what to do, how to do it, where to do it, when to do it, or even to do it. I'm just giving you information. When you have information, you can't unknow that information. As my wife likes to say, when you know better, you do better. So if you didn't know before what that experience might feel like, now you know. I hope today was helpful. Talk to y'all again soon. I'll be talking about some different things, a lot lighter, a little more humor, how to start building those bridges. I got a lot of content or topics around that, so stay tuned, and I look forward to talking with you. Thanks. Peace.